Hey everyone, and welcome to Outcast, where you are the outcast, but you are also not the outcast. My name is Levi, and we are glad to have you here today. Sit back, enjoy yourself, and take away something special from today's podcast. We plan to stick around. If you do, you can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Podbean. With that being said, enjoy today's podcast. Hey everyone, welcome to Outcast. You guys requested that my dad be on the podcast. Well, not necessarily requested, but you guys said something along the lines of you really wanted him on here, so we brought him on. And today we're going to be talking about kind of more so generational differences and just kind of I can't really say I have an outlook on my dad's generation, but I can see the way my dad operates and kind of make, I would say, judgment and kind of have my own perception about it. And I mean, he sees me growing up and sees the generation now. I mean, he's been through different generations, so it's just kind of be around that topic. And yeah, I guess we just have to start off with something, and we can start off with...
Remember, they asked for it.
Yeah, they did.
All right.
They asked for it.
So, and it's okay if I drink beer throughout this.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay.
Yeah, so drinking beer. And James, what do you have?
Shit.
What?
Where's Megan?
Water.
I need more beer.
yeah.
Look at coffee.
All right.
Okay. All right, we're good to go. We're good to start on
All right.
anything. I guess first topic. I mean, I guess we could talk about just what do you see in our generation that's different from yours?
Pussies.
Okay. Exactly how? You can't just say, "Oh, pussies." You have to explain how, because I guess I don't really understand why.
And it's not necessarily directly generated toward your generation.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about generations and future generations necessarily.
Yeah.
You guys are weak. When I graduated high school, I built my mom a fence around her house to get a plane ticket just to go to Georgia to see my sister. I'm sorry. I can't think of too many kids today. Maybe middle America, maybe they would do that. But you guys are weak. You guys have no... And I don't want to say a sense of work ethic, because I do see a sense of work ethic in yourself and James.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not necessarily the case. But you guys don't know what real hardship is. We talk about in America, like, people are broke. They're broke down. You still got a fucking cell phone, right? That ain't fucking broke, dude.
Yeah, well, I get that.
Being broke is fucking begging for shit, working 2 jobs, and working your ass off. That's what I did. I did what I had to do.
Yeah.
So your generation has no idea of what hardship really is. They have no idea of working for... It's kind of like you get what you work for.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything I have, it was never given to me.
Yeah.
And there's people that are lucky enough to have stuff given to them.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it. And there's people that work hard and they've reaped super benefits. And there's people who work hard and they reap minimal benefits. Yeah. I don't care. What I'm talking about is that I think there's an expectation from generations beyond mine that they have this high expectation, but they have no work ethic to achieve it. And they expect it to be given. And so they're a bunch of pussies because they don't know how to achieve it. They just expect it. Yeah. They're entitled to something that they haven't even earned.
Yeah. I could definitely see that. I can't necessarily say I can relate, but I think one of the things that I can say, like, I've been through, because I don't think it's just genuinely like my generation specifically, because I mean, you know, I would say like the 1990s, just because like we know some people through that age group.
1990s.
No, I'm talking
fucking born.
No. I guess what I'm saying. No, the people we see
that we know.
No, we know. Like the way that it's for what reason is it weaker? Because for me, I look at that generation in the 1990s. How come it's weaker than James and I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily weaker.
Is it or is it not?
I guess I don't know, because I think I'm a different individual than them. So it's hard for me to necessarily call that out. Does that make sense? Because we know the people that were born during that time period. So it's kind of hard for me to go, but a lot of people are like that. Like, I have friends who have, siblings that were born in that generation. And I go, they're like the same people that I know born in that generation that kind of like expect everything. You kind of, like you said, you get a reward for just showing up to like a soccer practice or something. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying, and the unfortunate thing is that most people that are born like the 1990 era, and I can only relate this to is that people that I am related to, I'm not gonna say any names, but they are family.
Mm-hmm.
They're entitled to a government subsidy, though they've done nothing. And they've given every opportunity, every tool to succeed, but they decide not because the easier way is the government subsidy. That is not all of them.
Yeah.
That is a lot of them. And a lot of them, and I don't want to say it's a helicopter parent, because it is not everybody's a helicopter parent, but it's kind of like me and you. Like, when I watched you in soccer as a kid, either you started and you won or you lost. I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, Levi, you fucking sucked. I would tell you, like, let's go practice. No, let's go do this. Like, I wasn't a pussyfoot parent about it.
Yeah.
And if you guys got second place, you were the first fucking loser. That is a Talladega Nights.
Yeah,
Fucking,
I know.
If you ain't winning, you're losing.
If you're not first, you're last, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, Ricky Bobby. And it's kind of like this. It's kind of like fantasy football. People are like, you took second place? Oh, I'm like, yeah, I'm the first fucking loser. That is the first loser. I'm sorry. Life is not as cut and dry as that, but sometimes it can be.
Yeah.
So that generation accepted that everybody's a winner at something. So when you're talking about the 90s generation, is that they are the generation that really, in my opinion, started the everybody's a winner at something.
Yeah.
Guess what? You're the best winner at losing. No, you're a fucking loser.
Yeah.
Okay? You're not the best winner at losing. You're a fucking loser.
Yeah.
You're the best smoker. No, you're fucking addicted to cigarettes.
Yeah.
Okay? Everybody's not the best at fucking something.
Yeah.
Guess
What
what?
do you mean the best you?
Peyton Manning in the 90s was the best fucking quarterback of the 1990s. Okay? You can't really dispute that too much. I mean, some people want to argue it or not. Helicopter parents will go, well, was he the best? Was he? I mean, because he was demanding, he was hard on his people. Did that make him the best person possible? And maybe the best guy in the 90s, maybe he wasn't that guy. Maybe he was the guy for the Bears. Who the fuck was the quarterback of the Bears in the 1990s? I don't even fucking know.
Yeah.
The only quarterback I can remember is fucking from the 80s, dude.
Yeah.
Besides Jay Cutler, but he was probably the quarterback in the 90s. But Smoking Joe, I like him. He's a kick-ass cat and doesn't give a fuck. But, yeah, you can't debate it. The best quarterback in the 90s was that guy. But, like I said, people will debate it because they will go, emotionally, was he the best guy? He was a fucking winner. He was the best quarterback in the fucking 1990s.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Like, there's no debate because, like, it is what it is. Like, it's just factual. He is. Look at the stats. Look at everything. Like,
but
you
let's
can't
put that
argue
aside. What we're talking about is that was just a suggestion or something like that. That was just an example.
I know.
I think a lot of the people in that generation are like, well, he's not good at this, but well, he's good at this. No, he fucking sucks. Or guess what? He's not good. He's just average. And guess what? That's okay.
Yeah.
Not everybody has to get an award. It has to be win at everything. I did not get an award, and I did not win at everything I did. I sucked at baseball.
Yeah.
I thought I was good. The reality set in when I hit high school, and they moved me to outfield, and I was like, I'm not playing outfield. They moved me to outfield because I sucked. And I was 5'6". And you're 5'6", and you're a first baseman. That doesn't work when you get older.
Yeah.
That was a harsh reality. I wasn't good. I thought I was good. I didn't get a ribbon for it. I didn't get a bow for well, you're the
best short outfield in the
the best short outfielder, or you're the third best first baseman. Like, no, I wasn't that guy. That's the reality of it. Okay, I was fine with it. It sucked. I hate it because I liked baseball.
Yeah.
But there was a reality to it. And I think that we are that generation, and I'm not saying all of them. I'm not saying
Well, I don't think
don't
it's
get
all.
me wrong.
Yeah.
Some people will be like, oh, well, not everybody's like that. They're not. There's a ton of them, and I know some of them, and you know some of them.
Yeah.
We know. But I think that generation really started that is that everybody's a winner at something, and you're not.
Yeah.
You are not. And you don't have to be a winner all the time. You can be a loser and still succeed. You can just be middle of the road and still succeed. But not everybody can win at everything all the time.
Yeah.
I've lost plenty of shit. Trust me.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's just their. I don't know. I would just like to sum it up as that's their generation though. But I guess I think like my question around that was just what is so different then from like that generation? Because that's like for me, I look at it as a small window right there for like people more so like that. I mean, they created something for it to continue on, but I guess like what's the difference between, because I don't feel like I know a lot of people in our generation, at least my friends were never like, oh, I wanted to be a winner at this. I didn't know a lot of people like that my generation, so what changed? Or do you think it remained the same?
Do you know a bunch of fucking losers?
I only have a few friends, so I guess really not.
How many people on your soccer team liked losing?
Probably every one of them.
They liked losing.
No, liked losing. None of them. Everyone hated losing.
Okay, they were all fucking winners because they wanted to fucking win.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They weren't like, well, it's okay.
I mean,
were there teams that were like, well, no big deal?
Maybe I'm pretty sure. Maybe there was. I don't really know. I feel like every team we played against pretty competitive.
But I think there's some teams you saw quitting them.
Oh well, yeah, because that's the team that you're dominating, and there's like one or two kids on the team that can actually like play the game, and that's why it's not. I mean, I guess that's what makes a team a winner team, because if everyone's there to win,
right?
Yeah.
And it's so what makes your generation different than the previous, or what is the? There's a carryover, right, James?
Yeah.
There's a carryover from 90s to 2000. So what is so I guess what I'm asking you is, the question you're asking me is, what's the carryover difference that I'm seeing from 90s to 2000? Mm-hmm. Am I correct? Am I hearing you correctly? Well, what's your opinion? What do you see differently based on what I've just said?
Well, James described. I mean, I'm gonna have you describe because I don't know how. You said something about how we had video games, but we went from kind of like not having that technology stuff and whatnot.
That was more about opportunities, though.
Oh, it was? Well, I mean, I guess it relates to the same thing, opportunity and winning, or at least I think it does in the sense. But it's not necessarily about the technology. It's just more so.
So
I don't know,
let me ask you guys this.
Yeah.
You guys are 20. Let's just say 20.
Yeah, there's not much of a difference.
So you work with people that are 30. Levi, I know you have. I know because I've worked with you. I've worked with both you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So somebody that's, let's just say, for example, 30 that's worked for me versus someone, when you guys were working for me, when you guys were fucking 18.
Yeah.
What's the difference you guys see in yourself versus those people?
Oh,
that would be the best example, right?
Oh, yeah.
These people are 90s. What do you see? What's different about you than what's different about them?
We kind of talked about that last week. Like our wants were different. Like we wanted more. We wanted to go from better, I guess.
What's go from better? So they were better, and you want better than that?
No, I think we would look at them and say, all right, they're their age and we're X amount younger. So what can we do different to get above?
Exceed them.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that's why I think I said something along the lines of when like I quit Grocery Outlet, you said to me like, oh, like I know you want more out of life than just this job, and that's true.
Yeah, I always think most jobs at a young age are a stepping stone, right? And no different than the jobs I provide you guys. Yeah. They were all a stepping stone. But each stone that you step on is a learning point at some place in life. And you look at some individuals and then you reassess your own mortality, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not even just mortality. If you reassess your own successfulness, what you see in yourself, right?
Yeah.
What did you guys assess in yourselves based on that experience? What did you go like, you know what? What made you go, I'm not that? Or made you go like, that's not that bad? What was it?
Okay, well, what made it bad for me was seeing that the circumstances that these people are in the way that no offense, the people that they hang around, and I just was like, okay, I guess because I have people that I'm not friends with anymore that settled for that, and it shook me knowing that I didn't want to be like that.
Okay.
And I said, there's no way in hell I'm going to be like that. Like, I'm never going to work and struggle like the rest of my life. Like, I don't want that.
James?
Yeah. I can see the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Jesus, James, get some goddamn water. Jesus,
Oh, yeah.
Choking up.
You got a fucking big old igloo cooler here. Drink the fucker. Jesus, dude.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Steven.
Shut up.
Yeah, I need some
Here,
beer.
you can bring it over, Mom. Doesn't matter.
I think part
Is
of
this a
it
fresh
too,
one or is this old?
What were you saying, James?
I think part of it too, I see employees, like some of them 40s, 50s, and compare them to like where my parents are because they're close to that age, and thinking, all right, I would rather be more like my parents than the other people.
Yeah, that too. I guess that's the same thing. I mean, like, I see, like, obviously my dad works there, and there's some, like, someone's at the same age.
But like cashiering.
Yeah, that's what
At
I mean.
that
Like,
age, I'd feel like
Hey guys, let's keep it on a friendly level here.
Yeah,
come on.
I
Now,
know.
hey, look. You know what? I think that whether we realize it or not, everybody has a place in society.
well, yeah.
So, and what we are talking about here really is that a generational gap that has lost its place to a degree. Mm-hmm. Right? That's the reality of what we're talking about. It's not about, I think there's people that are, I've had people that work with me who are 60. Remember Arthur in Auburn? Just a older guy, just kind of like the easy life. And this is kind of what he wanted to do. So I think we all have our own knacks in life. But I think what we're talking about is a generational gap, a distance that, I'm not saying they're not striving for better, but they're not making it better.
Yeah.
So there's a difference. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to strive for better, but that means I have to step on your head and your head and your head and fuck you, and fuck you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No matter what it takes, fuck you. But then there's the other people that I want to strive for better, but I don't mind picking up a couple people on my way. Right?
Like, what do you, like, are you saying, like, they're, like, that which one's better? Or I guess I'm confused. Like, are you saying they're equal? Like, people want to go further in life and they want to bring people with them? Or are you saying that there's people in life, they want to get further?
I think you guys are right now in a generational gap right now.
Yeah.
Is that we're in the 90s. Those people didn't care about each other.
Oh.
They didn't give a fuck, right?
Like, they're more selfish.
They were selfish.
Yeah.
They didn't give a fuck. Hey, as long as I was making it, as long as the government or this, that was happening, cool, what the fuck ever. It didn't matter who you stepped on, where you guys are on a more social awareness at this point in time, right?
Yeah.
You guys, and I know it because Levi's my son, he is really social aware of affecting people's emotions or making decisions based on this or that. And I'm like, fuck it. If they're a pussy, fuck them. Let's just do what you need to do. You take care of you. And that does not mean that you beat up on someone's emotions. You take advantage of them. Mm-hmm. I'm not that guy. And Levi, you've ever known me. I've never been that guy. You guys have known me. You work with me. I'm not that guy. You take care of you. Mm-hmm. Now then, if that means someone gets emotionally beat up because of their own sensitivity, that's not my fucking problem. That's their fucking problem. Yeah. But you guys right now are in a generation that is so emotionally charged. You guys are emotionally charged, right? You don't want to offend.
Oh,
you don't want to step on anybody.
Like, oh, I don't care.
This is where emotions come in place, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to offend. You don't like. So there's a hard right or wrong, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Yes or no? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not living your time.
Okay,
because I'm at the end of my time where I'm like, fuck it.
Okay, well, yeah, I get that, but you're saying that. But for me, it's it's hard because I can't say what society has chosen yet for that answer, because now it's starting to become, or at least from what I've seen, or my experience as I get older, but like on my channel, I'll like say things like, for example, someone was like, oh, like it's cool you mentioned Christianity. Normally you wouldn't do that on the channel. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
You better watch the fuck out, because Facebook, Twitter,
that's what I'm saying.
All these motherfuckers will fact check you, and Christianity is a falsity, and they'll remove you.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, like I don't necessarily care. Like, if I'm me at the end of the day, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, it depends, because you're saying, is there a yes or no? And for me, it's kind of like hard, because I think that depends on you if you're willing to live to that yes or no. Does that make sense? Like, because society makes this yes or no up.
Yes.
And I can live to that, because I think you're miserable if you live to that. I'm not going to live to that, because for me, like, I've had to like.
Are we talking about an individual, or are we talking about a group?
I think okay.
So,
if you're talking
what I'm
about,
saying is, I'm not talking about you, Levi. I know who you are.
Yeah.
I know who you are.
Yeah. But
I know who James is.
Or are you talking?
I kind of know who. James
Are you talking about, like, for example, like LGBTQ stuff like that, like group stuff like that, or what are you talking about in groups, or generation group?
Your generation, what I'm saying is that there is a harsh reality of that. You can be offensive. You're not offensive. You're standing for your rights. You're too religious. You're too this. You're too that. You guys are so worried about all this other bullshit that really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And what it's kind of like we talked about earlier today is that this whole COVID thing has thrown your guys' life a curve. You had a like, I go to work, do whatever I do at work, right?
Yeah.
Come home, I fucking work out, drink a couple beers, go to bed.
Yeah.
It's a routine, right? Mm-hmm. This is my routine daily. Your routine before COVID. You'd get up, you would go to school, you'd come to work out, mm-hmm. right? COVID hits, all of a sudden it's like, shit happens. Like, I don't have a routine anymore. You fucking went to Texas. You know, it's fucking stupid. I told you it was stupid.
Oh, it's stupid because it set me back pretty far.
I fucking told you it was. I'm just saying. It doesn't matter. It's a learning experience. It doesn't matter. It's whatever. I've done stupid shit plenty. But the point, like, we talk about it, like, this whole COVID thing has thrown your generation a curve at the same time. It's not only that you guys have to be socially, emotionally responsible. Now you have to set your own schedules, because there is no schedule. It is in a constant chaos, and we don't realize it. But it actually, the reality is, it is a constant chaos. Do I go to school? Don't want to go to school. Do I have this? I don't know. Am I sick? Am I not sick? Should I go to the hospital? I don't. Who the fuck knows? People are going to the emergency room because they got a goddamn cough.
Yeah.
You look, bitch. You got a fucking cough. Chill the fuck out. You know, I didn't have a cough. I coughed, and I took a cough drop. That was it. I didn't go to the fucking emergency room because I had a fucking cough.
Yeah.
But your generation and the fucking parents, not me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, because I might be one of the older parents in this group. I don't know. Actually, I feel like I might be young.
You're probably young, yeah.
So, yeah. Some of these parents, when you got these young, oh, you got a cough? Go to the emergency room. We got to go, like, someone's like, Brian, I'm not feeling well. Yeah, what's going on? I don't know. Maybe I should go to the emergency room. I'm like, you should, because I'm paying for your fucking emergency care. Yeah. You should go do that. Yeah. No. Are you fucking dying?
Yeah.
Sit the fuck down. You might have a cold. You might have, guess what? What is it? The Omni.
Double D?
Yeah. Just to let you guys know, it's a real virus called the devil dick.
Yeah, devil's dick.
It's harsh. It burns. It burns. That's all I'm gonna say. We talked about this when we went We went out in the snowboarding and off-roading. It burns. It's devil's dick. It's for reals. But the omnivirus or Omicron, whatever. You get a sore throat. You cough for a couple days, and then you call it, and they go, "Oh, you got coronavirus." I fucking had Corona Alpha.
Yeah.
Fucking Alpha. Oh, yeah. You know what Alpha is? That's fucking like Alpha's here, and everything else fucking gets eaten up by that shit, okay?
Yeah.
So Alpha's at the top. That shit will fuck you up. Alpha did. It fucked us up a little bit.
I was out for 14 days.
Cromney, whatever. That's a fucking cold, dude.
Yeah, James doesn't even know what COVID is.
James got fucking, as Fred would say, tiger's blood. Man,
you don't get affected by everything.
I know,
but you get every cold in the world besides COVID.
I think it was Christmas. We went over to my neighbor's house and all hung out on Christmas Eve that night.
Don't tell me they all had COVID.
Is it a bukkake?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I knew it.
But the next week, my mom texted me, "Hey, are you sick? The neighbors both had COVID. We think me."
Wait, don't you live with your parents?
Yeah.
Why'd she text you?
Because she was at work.
Oh.
This is like I got it in the middle of the day, but yeah, 2 sets of neighbors and my parents got it, and I'm just over here like,
dude, I don't know how you haven't gotten it. That's so crazy.
Dude, I'm serious. Well, you remember back when Vince.
Yeah, I know. Vince got
like,
COVID.
Fuck James, man. Fuck him and James. And
yeah.
And James like, nah, I'm good. And then James came over to our house. I was like, fuck, we got it, man. And like, how's James? Nah, James is good, man.
Yeah.
Like, motherfuckers, like.
Dude, you're anti-COVID.
I remember when Vince got that.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't know.
Anyways,
yeah,
but
anyway.
yeah. So, anyways, like that Corona thing, it screwed everybody up, but James.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, like everything, but I mean, like,
goddamn Tiger Blood James.
If we're not talking, but I mean, aside from the sickness, because like you said, like it threw James and I a curveball, because it is kind of tough, because it's kind of every day, like him and I talk, we're like, well, the vaccine, you know.
Fuck the vaccine.
Well, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, geez, like just wait a second. I get like we know what our standpoint is, and this vaccine sucks. I'm not getting it. Yada yada yada. But I think
for some, not for all.
Yes, and some not for all. Like if you have it, great. If you don't have it, great. But I think the thing is it's just we go, well, if we go back to school, like you're like talking about a religious exempt. I think that like it strikes up for a lot of worry, because it goes, well, by then, like while I'm in school, is it going to be mandated? Yeah. And then, if I do this, is it going to be, do you get what I'm saying? Like there's a lot, it strikes up a lot of like, because it's never ending. It's almost like this. I mean, at one point, maybe I would just give in and be like, okay, well, I got what? Yeah, I know what you're saying. Don't give in. But like, I think my point is you just said like it caused a lot of chaos. Like, is it ongoing chaos? Because it keeps striking up. Like,
it is.
Like how can I go? Oh yeah, I'm gonna choose this career path and stick to it, but I can't. Because it's like, oh yeah, you have to get, like, if I want to be a firefighter, they might be like, oh, well, to work on the team, you're going to have to get the vaccine. I'm like, okay, well, I can't, what am I going to do now then?
I don't have are you asking for an answer or just for like a hypothetical?
I think what I'm saying is like, okay, well, you said it strikes up a lot of chaos, so.
It does.
What do we do then in place of that? Because like James and I have been talking like, well, what steps do you take then? Because I was talking to mom, and mom goes, okay, well then you just wouldn't go to school, and I'm like, okay, well what do
what right?
Yeah,
right.
Then I go, okay, well, like what am I mean, I guess opening your own business and doing all this other stuff, but
sometimes I think that I'm being selfish because I'm trying to buy a house in Sandpoint.
Right.
But sometimes I think I just need to buy a house just in Idaho for you to finish school.
Oh. I get what you're saying.
So, so I do think about that, Levi. I do think about you finishing school. And I think maybe I'm being selfish with my own desires of being in a, I don't know, like we call it resort or vacation community area versus.
It chimed out for a second. Just the podcast recorder thing died because it had some batteries from the dollar store in it pretty much. And then we tried to get new ones and those were dead. So it took them a second, but we're back on. And we're just going to kind of get back onto a
Is this live?
Yeah.
This is fucking live.
No, this isn't.
Yeah.
This isn't live.
It's
not like a live stream.
No. Oh no, it's not live.
Oh,
I
can't say faggot and you can delete it.
I guess I could, but I choose
not. So
not.
it was live. I definitely would have said that.
Okay,
shit.
but I choose not to like have to go through and edit it out because it's nice to just throw it on the timeline.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm leaving everything in. I don't care. Anyway.
All right, I'm just making sure.
Yeah,
Like, if we're
okay.
live, I'm like,
okay. No, we're not live. We're not live.
No, okay.
Okay, but
we were going back.
Yeah, we were going back.
You following education based on restrictions of COVID bullshit and whatnot.
Yeah, just like.
And I would be willing to make the sacrifice of not having the dream of where I want to be if it meant my kids had the opportunity to get an education somewhere, but even though they had to live where I don't want to be.
Yeah.
As long as they have that opportunity, I'm okay with that. That's where we're going to end that one at.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. That's nice to know. But James brought up something that was kind of good. Like when you were gone, and it's something about on podcasts, and it's what I don't even know what you said.
The imposter syndrome.
You know what that is?
Like, people are saying it's a big problem for our generation. It's pretty much like looking at other people and thinking you're better than them when you're not proving that you are. So like me and Levi went to the gym and looked at the biggest guy there, and we're like, we can lift as much as him, but we're not actually doing it. So we're creating a false image of ourselves in our head instead of taking the action.
Well, I mean, educate me on it. I don't know. Like, educate me more. So the imposter syndrome, you guys are giving me a gym scenario, and I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
so the imposter syndrome is. Does it relate to what you guys see on YouTube and the financial things on people on YouTube?
Yeah,
and
it
stuff?
relates to all of
everything.
So, yeah.
And that's a reality. I mean, so is it?
But I think what he's saying is it creates a false reality in
It's
ourselves.
a problem for us.
Well, yeah.
Generation.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys see shit that's unrealistic, or it's.
I mean, it's real. It's just a 1 in a million.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if I played Powerball and I don't, because it's. I mean, like the chances of winning are fucking 1 in 20 million or something like that.
So
like
telling me there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance. That's a made up thing, though. That's fucking made up.
Yeah.
That's made up bullshit. I mean, that word, guess what? I wasn't woke 20 years ago, and that's a fucking word now, woke. I'm not fucking woke today.
Yeah.
Because that's just some made up bullshit that someone made up.
Yeah. I mean, wait, are you talking about the word woke? Or are you talking about
the woke
like
movement?
Oh, the woke movement. Oh, okay.
All of it. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, I thought we were like on still the basis of social media, and then we were also on the basis of football and like all this other stuff.
I think my point is what James has said, right?
Yeah.
It's the same idea. That's just some made up shit someone made up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are seeing some things that are. It happens to how many people in the United States? I don't even know. It's 80 million people. I don't know. So out of those 80 million, how many of those people that are we seeing on social media that have hit it big? What are we seeing? 3%? I mean, I don't know the numbers. I'm just throwing it out.
I mean, here, look it up real quick. Sorry, I don't have my phone.
It's kind of like the LGBTQ thing. It's a very small minority.
Yeah.
But they have a big say.
Oh, so I get what you're saying. So you're saying like the people on social media have such like what looks like a big say.
Like a big say, but there's such a small portion of the population that like, why are we letting them decide or
like what's reality kind of?
Yes, manipulate our reality.
Yeah.
That's how it is that I think this young society, it gets manipulated by what they see on social media.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, I can do that. I can achieve. It's like, you don't even know what it took to got there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like in fantasy football. Like, I think I'm a good fantasy football player.
Yeah.
Not by luck. I think I'm just good.
Yeah. Well,
But
there's strategy.
There's strategy. But it's kind of like one of the guys in the league, Bo, says, I'd rather be lucky than good. Some of those people aren't good. They're just damn lucky. They had the right thing at the right time with the right crowd.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make you... I've watched some of these people that you've shown me they're big, and I'm like...
Like, what the heck? Yeah, no, I get it. I understand that.
Pussies, bitches. They ain't got no talent. Like,
yeah.
There's some people I'm like, damn.
Like, that's impressive.
That's impressive. It's a hit and miss. It's kind of like selling a house.
Yeah.
If I priced our house at $2 million, it might sit on the market for a year.
Yeah.
It might sit on the market for 6 months. But if the right buyer comes by who buys into it,
yeah,
they'll pay $2 million fucking dollars.
Well, I get what
Social media is no different. You find the right buyers, you're in the money.
Yeah.
And you just don't know sometimes.
Yeah. I get.
So there's a falsity in what James said is, and it's not. What was the word?
Imposter syndrome.
Not imposters, man. That's just a word. That's just a word like woke.
Well, yeah, no. I think they're just trying to call it. They have a name for it. It's just like.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
whatever.
I mean, a dinosaur leg. I mean, it has a name. I think my thing is
it's a fucking dinosaur leg. Dinosaur leg's a fucking dinosaur leg.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is like if it's like syndrome, whatever. Like someone just came up with it. I don't really care that they came up with it. Like I think I don't care if someone came up with
what does imposter syndrome mean to you?
To me, I don't like. I don't think. I don't think of it like I think I have the same ideology on you about it. Like yes, this is essentially what it is. We don't have to have a name for it.
Yeah.
Like I have the same ideal as you, but he's just giving us a name. He's just calling it. It has a name to it.
So
it has a label.
Why did that name come up? I've never heard of it. I don't follow.
I mean, I guess the thing is
like that.
I didn't even know about it. I think the thing is like I don't care that it's called that, but now that I know what it's called, at least I have something to refer it to.
Is it another way to label society though?
I don't maybe think so, because it's probably older people talking about this. It's probably people my dad's age coming up with that. So it's someone in your generation coming with that. That's my opinion, because
fuck them up.
I mean, I think they're just saying like, we're looking at these kids and they're coming up with blah blah blah. So what? Like they're just coming up with a name. I think it's a theoretical name that older people came up with to make it make more sense to people. Does that make sense? We have to find common ground on this, because I'm trying to explain to you how
I get what you're saying.
It's someone that older that came up with it, and I don't think they were necessarily trying to put a label on anything for society. I think they were just trying to say there's this pattern in like these younger kids with like social media, and they're having a false reality, and they're like, well, what would we call something like this? And they threw a name on it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes. Now
like,
I follow you.
I don't think it's like woke, like, oh, you're woke, because I don't know what that means.
I don't think you can say like it's an older, like I think someone just came up with it.
Well, someone probably just came up with it. And it caught. And it's
kind of like nicknames catch. Like, oh shit, that sounds like it's a catchy thing.
Fit.
And someone came up with it. Fit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the shoe fit. Yeah. So I mean,
what do you think on it, James? What do you think of your society, your generation on that?
I think a lot of people do, I guess, fit under that term. Like lost for words.
Maybe you need to take a drink, man.
Like I don't think we need the label imposter syndrome, but I think a lot of people do just look at other people's success and think they're better without proving that they're better, I guess.
Or putting the work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that is like
imposter syndrome.
I mean, I think that, I don't know. I think that's true, because I've definitely been guilty of doing that. And then I forget that people get lucky because what? Well, I think people do, because I'm like, I know how hard I work sometimes.
Yes.
Like I've been guilty of comparing sometimes, because
there you go.
Yes, I've been guilty of comparing.
You're guilty.
Yes, I'm guilty of it. I'm openly willing to admit that, and I think it's something I need to get out of the habit of. That's why like breaks are recommended on taking social media breaks. But I think it's just because like you said, it's not reality. I can work as hard as I can work, but I might not get lucky that day, or I might not get lucky in months. I might not get lucky in years, because I think I think social media, like we said, takes away from the reality, because someone might take off in like 3 months.
Yeah.
And it was like the right time.
Social reality or social, I don't know what you guys want to call it. You guys live in a social world. I go on my phone to like figure out where there's off-roading for the weekend.
Yes.
Or who's selling parts for off-road rigs. That's my, or buying, I don't know, shit from crackheads, tools. But social media for you guys is a totally different tool for the younger generation. And it's a tool I can't comprehend, because older friends, older friendships, things like, we don't do that stuff, and it's weird to me.
Yeah.
Being in here. I mean, can we get the pug out of here?
I know, because it's really it loudens.
It echoes in the headphones. I have a pug sniffing around my headphones. It's like
ASMR.
And it's like the tiniest pug in the world, but she's got the biggest sniffer. But for you guys, the social media thing is just so fucking weird. I don't get it.
I mean,
because you guys are tied to it, and it makes no sense, because in your social status, day-to-day to friends, it don't mean shit.
That's true.
Yeah.
It didn't mean... If James didn't know me from social media,
Yeah.
and he doesn't, but otherwise, I think James would meet me and go, that's a fucking kick-ass dude.
Yeah.
Like, a lot, like, I don't know anybody from social media. I really don't have... I haven't come across anyone I'm friends with from social media is like, oh my God, dude, I'm from social media, and I just want to, like...
Well, I wouldn't even say I necessarily have that, but...
You don't have it either.
Well, I mean, like, I have one friend, and it was Kenny. It was one friend, but he was pretty legit. He was cool outside of, like, all that stuff.
You might have more than that. I just don't think you realize it yet.
I don't know. That was, like, one, like, real, like,
I'm
friend
just
that
saying.
I hung out with.
I'm just saying. Sometimes friendships take, like, some time to
Oh,
evolve.
I get what you're saying.
All that social media stuff, it's just a falsity. It's a falsity is like... It's funny. I don't know. Anyone who's watched Yellowstone, and this is so fucking out of this because I just saw this episode last night. Season 2 episode, I don't know, 9 or something. I don't know, fuck, whatever. But we were talking about it in Christmas time, how this younger generation doesn't realize is that there's people with some serious dollars, and they are buying up a lot of real estate and a lot of shit you don't realize. You don't even see it happening. You don't even understand what's happening. And then they develop houses. They develop this and that. They are limiting your happiness or your financial beneficial in this world. And you don't even know what's fucking happening. So if you haven't seen it... Megan, what episode is it? Season 2, episode 8 or 9. Okay. I just telling you that. And this is something we have talked about before this episode, but the only reason why I say this is because the younger generation can watch that and tie it into it. Is like, you guys have no idea is that government or people in big dollars are limiting your happiness, or they are anticipating your movements, much like social media or AI. Because you go on Facebook, isn't it weird how they can like recommend shit and you're like, how do they even know?
It's like, I just looked that up 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it's different from looking it up, but it was weird because the other day Mackenzie got me a book. Never looked this book up in my life. Literally on my Instagram feed and said, oh, you might like this book. I'm like,
I'm looking up miter saws on OfferUp. I'm looking on Facebook to see if there's someone. It's like, oh, you might like this miter saw. What the I do like it. But that's weird. Yeah. So if you don't think that people with money like this, they're buying up all sorts of shit that you guys don't even realize because you guys are so focused on the unreality of life on a fucking 2x4 screen that you don't even realize what's happening.
It's like the Metaverse.
I really don't know enough about the Metaverse. You know a lot more about like I would say, what would you call it? It's not a conspiracy because it's real.
Yeah.
What is it again?
Like VR.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it's like,
fuck. What's that thing?
Yeah, the Mark Zuckerberg where you're living in a place where you can kind of go, oh, like this is my reality. Like we could sit here in a virtual thing. And
what's the movie?
Matrix.
No, not Matrix.
You're talking about the dreaming one with
Inception.
What is it?
Inception. Yeah.
We have talked about that at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Who got that Oculus,
whatever
it's called. I played it for 10 minutes. It made me dizzy.
Yeah.
But I was like, dude, I could see how I could sit in a crack house with my Oculus and live in that Oculus world, drink, fucking smoke some weed every day, and just live in the Oculus world and be satisfied. There is a reality to that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I get it. And I took it off. It made me dizzy, and I was like, I can't ever have one of those because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was cool. I can't have one. It's too dangerous. It's a wrong tool for society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too. I mean, I think that's where cell phones. I don't know. It's kind of like weird because I don't know. I mean, there's a good in everything. That's why what was it? Someone said
There was.
Well, I mean, there still is. It's just you have to not. I don't think in the Oculus. I'm just talking about like social media in general. You have to use it as a tool. It can't really necessarily be used as. I mean, it can be used to get to know
Isn't it weird?
Like, well, I guess what part? Because like for me, like I think it is.
You got a fucking book.
Yeah, that I didn't even look up.
You didn't look up. Shows up that you should, because it.
Yeah, it's someone's listening to me. I know.
It's not even listening. It's if you looked something up. Everything is being put into a program. We have an AI intelligence that's going based on this, right? Mm-hmm. They shoot you stuff back. I'm like, I'm looking up used miter saws on offer up from crackheads mostly. Some of them are legitimate guys. I'm not going to deny it. A lot of crackheads. And Facebook has, you might like, here's some good miter saws for you. Facebook, you don't know shit about a miter saw. You couldn't build a goddamn, you couldn't put 2x4s together on a fucking 90-degree angle to save your life.
Yeah.
You don't know shit, but guess what you do know? You can put a program together that manipulates my mindset, that makes me think I want to buy that saw. So the company that paid you to create that marketing tool succeeded, because now I bought it.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I got it off some crackhead in a parking lot. And that's a kick-ass saw.
Yeah. I guess I get what you're saying, because it's forcing things for me to see, like, it's forcing what it thinks I want.
And you think you want it too. And you know you want it because you're thought about it, and they know you've thought about it. That's what I don't like.
I get what you're saying.
Manipulating our mindset.
I get what you're saying. It's like they're using it against me to make me, because like first off, like they must know like I want to achieve something through what I'm doing, and they're like showing me again and again and again like something
it's
that
a
like
way to
I
market
want.
something that you want to possibly buy to succeed, right?
Yeah.
So the marketer that paid them makes money, and they find a way to manipulate it to make that marketer money. Mm-hmm. It's fucking sick, man. It is fucking sick.
Yeah. I think it's sick. I mean, we could relate this to a whole worldly thing, because I just think like people in like the powerhouse of like money and stuff now like know how like the human brain works.
Levi, the powerhouse and money thing, I don't have a problem with people being rich and having money.
I'm not that.
I have a problem with them manipulating the mindset of individuals.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like they understand the chemistry of the brain. They understand that the brain can take in a certain amount of information.
Yes.
And do this. Like it's just sickening.
That's a fucking problem.
Well, that's what I mean. Like that's where I mean, we all experience it, but I think what I'm saying is just like, it's just weird that they know the science, because there's a science involved. Yes. Right? And I don't like the fact that they know that there's a science, how to really like get into your, like mess with this, like your physical own like brain.
They know how to pull the right emotional. Yeah. Everything that ties into the human brain, they know how to pull those strings correctly, and they have input it into a computer, kind of like fucking Terminator. Yeah. Right? Kind of like Terminator. They've put it in a computer, and the computer... Stop looking at my finger, James.
I kept looking at it, too. Yeah. It's like a scary movie, too.
Stop it. Jesus Christ. If you guys didn't know, my plastic ripped off part of my nail, and it looks gross. But it didn't hurt, and I didn't cry like some bitch. But they put all that stuff in the computer, and now this computer generates feelings and emotional things for us that we make decisions on. Sounds like fucking Terminator to me.
Well, that's where I see the metaverse going too, because if you think about it, people creating a whole separate life for them in virtual reality, and that's just a ton of information for Facebook to soak up.
But didn't that start with what's that little Roblox? Is that kind of like the start of Metaverse?
No, you wouldn't be. I don't even think it's video games. I don't even think it's like any. I think it's literally just a cell phone. Social media was the first thing.
So when you're saying that, James, like, what do you mean?
Like, I guess
a second world, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So people go into.
So you make your avatar as yourself, and you can hop on calls with your friends and have them join in your house. You can buy yourself a house. You can literally anything you can do.
But what if you're living in a fucking shitty ass apartment? That's what you're doing?
Yep. I think there's people I saw a video on it in India that make money off like working in the metaverse right now.
Oh, they create a world beyond that you strive to.
It's like your second world to get away to, I guess.
Yeah. So
India,
crazy.
The Indians, those India motherfuckers are dirty.
Well, like they know a lot about this technology stuff. It's weird because they're on like Fiverr, everything, like how to like grow your social. They know it all for some reason. Well, I mean, they see dollar signs too. I think they like know the business of it somehow.
Well, I agree, and so that country is fucked up. We all know that. I mean, that area of theirs just fucking sucks.
Yeah, I mean, if you've seen World War Z,
I mean, who wants to live in a fucking desert? First off, and that's all you have to do is just like computer shit. And have you seen what they do to the rivers?
Yeah,
they throw the computers and shit in the rivers. They don't give a fuck about any social awareness for the earth or anything of that nature. So if I thought that you told me that, I'd be shocked. I'd be like, they don't even give a fuck about the planet. They're like their rivers are polluted as fuck. And I'm not a green thumber, but there is a reality to like what we need to do is like we need to protect the planet. Right?
No, I was just laughing because you're like, oh, I'm not a green thumber. And I was like, well, yeah, you're like a disgust. Like, I was just thinking about your finger.
Stop sticking my finger, dude.
Anyway.
I'm not a green thumber, but there is a reality of we do need to protect the planet and keep things, those people there, they have no ethical boundaries.
Yeah.
Zero. Yeah. I think they have zero ethical boundaries. I think everything for them, and it's unfortunate, is that we don't live up in their culture, so I don't understand their mindset. But that's them. The dollar is it. That's all that matters for the time. There is no setting up for the future. There's nothing. They care about the dollar now, and then that is it. And I look at some of those times, like I look at like India, Mexico, and I'm like, maybe find a vacation to. What a fucking shithole. You look at the rivers and some of their natural resources, and they're like, you just go there and you're like, this is disgusting. And if people are ashamed of America for not recycling those other, fuck that, dude. America does a great job. We should.
It's pretty clean.
We should like actually like pat ourselves on the back, and everybody should stop being ashamed of that stuff and realize we do a great job. When you look at a lot of other countries that don't give a fuck, but the problem is we're the country creating that pollution for that country. And that's what sometimes we don't realize.
China.
Well, we can't control China. But what I'm saying is that they pollute because they provide to us. And it's a vicious circle. It is a vicious circle. And I get it. And I don't have a solution, but I understand where they're coming from. But I hate when they try and like
blame it on us.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
America does a great job. And how do we make that available to all the people that they rely on us for income or jobs or whatnot? That's a politician thing. That's not my job, and I get it. But don't fucking poo-poo on America for that kind of shit. Yeah. We do a great job as far as that.
Yeah. Well, aside from that, do you think like our metaverse generation will fall to something like China, where they don't have stuff like that? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, do you think like I guess we could get into a conspiracy, because I think that our government leaders, I'm not even saying government leaders, I just think like these people obviously that have made like, Facebook, Instagram, I think like, do you think like they're like, yeah, like we could program these people and like make them weaker, and like they're tied to like other countries, in China it's like, yeah, we'll give you like settlement, like blah blah blah, we can rule the world together. If like, do you get what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about
China being behind something like the metaverse.
No, I'm just saying that like China, it doesn't, if they're behind, they're actually ahead, because it makes us weaker as a generation. Does that make sense?
Well, what I'm saying is,
I think what I'm trying to say is like, so for the leaders of like our country trying to make us, our generation, weaker, I'm just saying like, do you think there's kind of like this whole agreement with like, okay, like China's like, okay, well, we could rule the world together, but we need you to make these people in your country weaker so we can overtake them. I know I'm reaching out a conspiracy. I'm just saying because our generation gets weaker, as time goes by and like COVID really messed things up.
I get what you're saying, but I want to hear James.
Because I know you don't.
I can see now. I'd say maybe if you asked me that 3 years ago, I'd say no. Because I think we had China by the balls 3 years ago.
Oh.
But
yeah.
I can see. I can and I can't, because I don't think a politician would turn on America for China.
I'm not saying for China. I'm saying for ruling. Like, we live on one universe. If they can, like, I think
it would have to be one of the like big money people behind politicians.
Who made the Oculus thing?
One of the big money people.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I can agree with that part.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at.
I mean, are you trying to get at that someone with a lot of money wants China?
No, they will, like, China is just basically, I think someone whoever like leads China, whoever.
Kind of like Rockefellers.
Yeah,
type people.
I'm saying like those, like, not necessarily them, but I'm trying to say like for example.
You guys are getting deep when you say Rockefellers.
Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is
you might want to get your mom in on this shit. When we start talking this shit.
I guess what I'm saying is like Mark Zuckerberg, for example.
Yeah.
Just because like he's the Oculus guy. I'm saying like, what if there's kind of like this whole like, because China's got a leader of some sort. What if there's kind of, because we all know about. I mean, I don't want to get mom started on like her, ring that she likes to talk about. But like, I guess what I'm trying to say is there a ring in that sense of controlling the universe. In that sense, I think, because like, do you think there's an agreement? Like, okay, like if you make your country weaker, we can finally take them over. We can take over the world. And because like, there's not really much other powerhouse countries.
It's not out of the question if that was what you're asking.
Yeah, I guess is it like? Question. I just think like, is that like a possibility?
So,
because our generation just.
The people that follow you, what's their average age?
18 to 24.
Oh, fuck. They have no clue financially. So what they don't realize is what's going on right now is that they are trying to break the American dollar. So what you do is when you break the American dollar, you make it worthless.
Crypto.
They don't even say crypto, Levi.
Yeah.
That's why, though.
When you make the American dollar worthless, our debt to China means nothing.
Yeah.
So you've broken America. So that's kind of what's happening right now is they are trying to break America so it makes our dollar worthless to China. So then every time we pay them back, our dollar doesn't mean shit. Right? So let's just say 2 years ago, a dollar meant fucking something.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say why. I think we all know why it meant fucking something. Right now, they're trying to break it. So when they break it, America goes bankrupt.
Yeah.
America goes bankrupt. No. All it means is that our dollar isn't worth shit. So if we think that prices are high now, imagine when your dollar isn't worth shit and China owns everything. And everything we pay to them doesn't mean a fucking dick.
Yeah.
That's the reality.
Yeah.
Everybody understands how that works. Like, it's basic economics. Like, if I give you fucking $1 and you go, well, this dollar is only worth 50 cents. It's kind of like something's only worth what someone will pay for it.
Yeah.
If I put something on sale for $100 and the best I can get is 80 for it, then it's only worth 80 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
If you tell me I'm going to give you $1 and I go, shit, that dollar is only worth 50 cents. And the American dollar is only worth 50 fucking cents, man. That's all it's worth. That inflation doesn't fucking help out.
Yeah.
Because guess what? If I'm China, this shit costs this. Well, your dollar's ain't worth this. Guess what? That price just doubled because your dollar ain't worth shit. They are trying to break it to make it devalue the dollar to the China Republic. That is a reality. And if you fucking haven't followed it, and you're fucking too stupid, and you should go fucking on some fucking little pussy page and watch that shit and listen to them.
Yeah.
Either that, you should get yourself educated and figure out what the fuck's going on in America.
Yeah. Well, what do you think? Like, because obviously Bitcoin and all that stuff lowers the cost of lowers the value of the dollar. So where does that come into play then? Because like
the problem with your Bitcoin thing and everything you're talking about, that Bitcoin, is that Amazon came out with their own.
Yeah.
Who else came out with their own?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
So now there's a fight for this virtual dollar, and there's 3 power players in it. There's 3 people in this. There's Elon Musk, there's Amazon, and there's the Bitcoin world. Mm-hmm. Where do you go? Like, do you know which way it's going to end up? If I'm a betting man, I bet on Amazon.
Well, yeah.
That's the American dollar way. And I feel like, as far as Elon Musk goes, like, well, what you don't understand about a lithium battery is that you know how much coal it takes to make a lithium battery? And then where's the lithium batteries go in the landfill? So there goes your fucking green jobs, because that's a lithium battery in a fucking landfill that we can't decompose. So I don't know. It's not really a green job type shit. Oh, yeah. So
I know that the coin mining stuff is not green at all. It actually destroys like the whatever it's called.
Who bought a shit ton of mines down in South America?
See, I don't watch the news enough. I guess I don't.
You
really
better
know.
follow up. Well, the younger Bidens did.
I told you gold and silver were going to be worth more, and you said, I remember that, Mom? He goes, I'm not too sure because, they can make a different material. Well,
but guess who can only reach some of these tight mines? It's only kids. Only kids can get in some of these tight mines because they're too tight for adults. But guess who bought a shit ton of them in South America? It's all public record. It's all
so
public
the Bidens
record.
bought them. But why?
For lithium batteries.
Oh.
You mine for the lithium in the batteries.
Yeah.
It wasn't for gold and silver.
Yeah. All right, well, we better get on some lithium.
Gold and silver are old school.
Yeah.
Lithium is the new gold and silver. They bought a shit ton of property there to mine it. In order to get some of this lithium out, you have to have smaller hands, smaller people to manipulate it. It's all public record. I'm not just making this shit up. You can look it up. I don't give a fuck. Educate yourselves. Fuck it. So it's lithium because guess what? Each law you pass that makes it, you have to have an electric car. Guess who gets richer? That guy at the top that controls the lithium for the batteries that make the fucking car.
So we got to invest in lithium then.
Start saving all my lithium ions. Throw them in my safe.
Or how about this? We took our fucking gas guzzler fucking 4x4 diesels and fucking roll over these Toyota Prius little faggots.
I guess we could do that.
I mean, that's the second
solution.
It'd be quicker. Because I hate those guys that can't even go the speed limit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, some of them can. I'm not going to lie. I don't care.
Well, see, I guess our generation isn't even updated on that stuff. Because, I guess it makes... If we could tie this all into one thing... I guess what I would say is like the metaverse thing, what James is saying, and kind of like being tied into social media distracts us from like what you just said is going on. And then by the time everything kind of happens,
it's too fucking late.
It's too late. So I kind of get what you're saying.
It was just what I said. Remember, like fucking a half an hour ago.
Yeah, I mean, like I guess what I'm saying.
Yellowstone.
Yes, I know.
Season 2, episode 8 or 9. Everything is the diversion, and we just don't know it.
Yeah.
Unless you. Do not let mainstream media, and I don't give a fuck if it's Fox or if it's CNN, or don't let them necessarily educate you. Take everything you can watch.
Joe Rogan.
Decipher.
He's like, yeah.
I do like Joe Rogan. He's an educated cat. Decipher it, research it, and then base your own conclusions on it. Like, I'm biased. I have my own opinion. I am very biased on some stuff. I think I'm kind of redneck, like, kind of guy. I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to be biased on that stuff. So you need to research it, make your own opinions, and make your judgments. No one can make your judgments for you, and I think the problem with this young society is that we are letting the media make your decisions, and we go, oh, that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's not what it is. You do not have to. Do you think January 6th, first off, it was a farcity? Because if you've seen some of the videos where, like, security guards just open the gates, what the fuck? I'm sorry. If someone is shoplifting, I don't open the fucking front door.
If what?
Yeah.
Well, you've seen the videos where people are, like, chanting at the gates, and then the security guard unlocks the gate and opens it. Why would you do that? The people weren't begging to break down the barrier. Mm-hmm. The guard opened it. That's fucking weird, first off. If someone was shoplifting at a store, I wouldn't open the front door and hold it open for them so they could just walk out with some shit. Does that make sense?
No, I guess I don't really understand the context of the... Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what you guys are talking about. So I didn't pay... I guess I'm uneducated on certain topics.
So let's just go back.
January 6th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of 2021.
Oh, okay. So this is a while ago.
This is a year ago. It's just over a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
So people basically rushed the federal building. It was a big federal offense because Trump said, hey, let your voices be heard type shit. Mm-hmm. I don't even know. But when you watch the videos, you're like, well, I get that they rushed the Capitol. Mm-hmm. I understand that, and that is wrong. I'm not disagreeing with that. It is a federal building. But what I can't comprehend is that when you see videos of the security team taking the security gates and opening them for people to bypass.
Yeah.
Why are you opening it? Why are you opening the gate for people to go through? That doesn't make any sense to me. Are you trying to create propaganda?
Oh.
Because it's like I said, I would not open the front door for someone stealing. I'd keep that shit shut, and I'd bust your ass. Mm-hmm. If I was at the Capitol that day and there was people trying to get through, I'd keep that shit shut. I would bust your ass.
Yeah.
Right? And they had sharpshooters on site, so I'm not sure why they opened up the gates and allowed people. It's
part of me thinks
it's a propaganda.
It was for the cameras, because we know someone that was at the White House on January 6th, and he said, dude, it was so calm where we were, nothing was going on. It only right there. So I think
it was a segregated incident.
Yeah.
And the cameras caught it. Yep. And they just wanted to politicize it because it affirmed. Maybe they affirmed the election. I don't know.
I can't say.
So, what else?
I don't know. Sometimes I just wish, like I've always said, like I just wish I was born in a different generation, because it gets tiring living in this generation. But I was born in it for a reason. So whatever.
I think all generations have their struggles, and the unfortunate part is just like the COVID, the social media. But I think you guys survive it.
Yeah, I just don't like the manipulation. I think that they're trying to play on us.
It's so, like, the manipulation is ridiculous. And if you guys don't wake up and realize it, you're fucked. And if you don't listen to Joe Rogan,
go read that book I told you about.
You're fucked. Because I was not a fan of Joe Rogan. He was a overweight, middle-aged dude on the UFC who was not a funny comedian. But as a podcaster, actually, as a UFC announcer, he's pretty great. But as a podcaster, he's an educated individual, knows exactly what he's talking about, and he's great. He gives some good insight, and he's got a lot of like high-profile people that know what they're talking about, that got great opinions, and you can agree or disagree, but at least you're informed with some facts.
Yeah.
That's what I like, that you don't have to agree. Even Joe doesn't agree. Joe can tell people like, fuck, dude, what the fuck? And it is what it is. We move on.
Yeah.
But politically, it's a great platform right now for him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's good at educating. I don't know how more people don't listen to him, but
it's amazing how educated he is on a topic when he gets into the podcast with an individual. I'm like, you're not even a fucking neuroscientist. What the fuck, Joe? You're a goddamn UFC announcer and not even a good comedian. But you sure know some neuroscience shit.